Today I'm going to be showing you how to make one of my favorite veggie burger recipes. It is sweet potato bean burgers with a maple Dijon sauce. These burgers are amazing, and if you really want to wow your friends, whether they eat meat or not, this is the recipe for you. The first step is to place 2 large sweet potatoes in the oven. Now you'll want to roast your sweet potatoes in an oven that's 375 degrees until they're very, very soft. When they're larger sweet potatoes like this, you might need a little bit longer, an hour to an hour and 15. Be sure to poke those sweet potatoes a couple of times with a fork to make sure that all the juices can leak out naturally and that they don't explode in the oven. Now, I've already done this. I already have 2 sweet potatoes that have been baked and they are slightly cooled so that I can handle them. I always roast everything on parchment paper so that it's easier to remove and then there's less cleanup. All right, I'm gonna set this aside for now. The very first step after putting the potatoes in the oven is to create your egg replacer. So I have a half a tablespoon of ground flaxseed mixed with 1.5 tablespoons of water. You wanna let this sit and get gel-like, and that will be your egg replacer in these patties. Next, you take 1 cup of chickpeas. I get the canned kind and I just rinse them off. Place them into a bowl. Take a potato masher like this one, and you wanna mash it so that it's mostly smooth. It's okay to have a little bit of texture left. I actually like that myself. Looks something like this when it's done. And you wanna take your sweet potato. It's cool enough to handle now. Knife, run it down the center, and up. Oh, look at that, glorious. I love sweet potatoes, they're so good. You want about 1.5 cups. Get it in there, make sure you don't get any peel in there. You just want the soft center part. All right, about 1.5 cups of sweet potato in our bowl. Now we're gonna add just a few more ingredients. We're gonna add 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs. You can do whole wheat, gluten-free, or just regular breadcrumbs, doesn't matter. Next, we're gonna add 3 different spices. We're gonna do 1/2 teaspoon each of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Really helps pull out the flavor of the sweet potato. Then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder. 2 tablespoons of finely chopped white or yellow onion. Now, it seems like such a small amount, but it really makes a difference in the flavor and the texture, so don't leave it out if you can. 1 tablespoon of onion. You need 2 tablespoons of the dry quick oats. And the last thing is that egg replacer that we created earlier, the ground flaxseed mixed with the water. That's going in. Now we just stir it all together. You really want to make sure everything mixes really well so that we get lots of the flavor, the spices, and the sweet potato all mixed in throughout. The last step is to form our patties. So we can make 4 out of this recipe. Divide it into 4. Okay. All right, and now this last step can be skipped, but I highly recommend it, so I wouldn't. You take your patties and you dip them in more breadcrumbs, just like this. Both sides, and what this does is it creates a nice texture on the exterior of our patties. Okay, I'm gonna turn on our heat to medium-high, and into the frying pan they go. We let these cook for about 5 to 7 minutes on each side. They're gonna be nice and golden brown and crispy when they're ready to flip over. In the meantime, let's make our maple Dijon sauce. Now you want equal parts Dijon mustard with maple syrup. So I do about 1/3 cup of each. It's really hard to mess this up because these 2 ingredients offer so much flavor that even if it's a little bit off on the measurement, it's still gonna be really good. Even for those who aren't big mustard fans, this is still a sauce that will win them over. I think I could actually use a little bit more maple syrup. That maple syrup really balances out the flavors. As far as toppings go on these burgers, I really keep it simple because there's so much flavor between the sweet potato and the chickpeas and the sauce and the spices. You really don't need much else. I just prepped a little bit of lettuce and some sliced tomato, and that's it. It adds a little bit of freshness, a little bit of sweetness from the tomato. It really helps balance out the flavors. So our toppings are ready to go. Aside from that, all we need is some buns. You can keep them as is. You don't have to do a thing to them, but I actually like to put them on the grill so they have a little bit of a toast on each side. Let's go check on our burgers. Now, if you wanted to put these on the grill, you definitely could. I would just recommend cooking them ahead of time and then simply reheating them on the grill. And that way they're less likely to fall apart. That's pretty much how it goes with any veggie burger, really. The other great thing about this recipe is that if you wanted to serve these as an appetizer, you certainly could. You just serve them as little cakes with the sauce on the side, and it's a fantastic appetizer. Another 5 minutes on this side. Oh boy, I can't wait. These smell so good. All right, I think this one is about ready. Yes, it's perfect. Look at that color. When it's nice and brown like this, it'll add some nice texture. I'm gonna go put this one on my plate right now. It's actually a lot easier if you put the sauce on the top bun. It won't drip everywhere. Okay, looks good. And that's it. Let's put it together. Give it a nice slice. Right down the center. There we go. Ah, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? You can see the sweet potato in there, the beans, the lettuce and tomato. I'm gonna take a bite right now. Oh man, that is so good. You're really gonna wow your friends and family with this recipe. The sweet potato coming through and the bean, just delicious. You can find this recipe on audreydunham.com. I highly recommend it. It's such a great veggie burger. Definitely will wow your friends and family. I hope you love it. And you know what, if you try it, be sure to let me know what you think. I'd love to know. Please leave a comment for me. For more great tips and videos and recipes, please click here. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe by clicking right here. I'm gonna finish this. So good.